Hello and welcome to Salford Now. It's the 16th of November.
Today we'll look at how our local charities are making a difference by raising money for great causes.
National Community Health Mela has been organising a number of events to encourage communities to protect their own health. Our reporter Matthew Obosa has visited a branch in Bolton to find out more.
The Health Mela is one of the most successful events in promoting community health and well-being. Working with the YMCA, the I Am Whole campaign calls on people to stand together to move against negative stereotypes such as discrimination. Alex Foster explains more about the campaign.
We're here today with our campaign, #IamWhole. In this campaign, we draw a circle on our hands to demonstrate that we are whole. And the campaign is basically about just taking an hour to see who you are on the inside and taking an hour to relax and figure your life out.
John Cox explains how this smoothie bike right here can help to promote healthy eating in the community.
So today we're doing smoothie bikes to promote healthy exercise and healthy eating. It's key to your whole well-being.
Indeed, it's a fun way to promote physical activity for local people. And with more events occurring within the region, blue skies are starting to shine upon one of the Northwest's most historic towns. Matthew Robosa, Salford Now.
Runners gathered here in Media City for the Mark Pollock Trust, a charity aiming to raise money for the paralysed. Bella Foster reports.
3, 2, 1, go!
50 cities, 25,000 people worldwide and volunteer pop-up events like this one here at Media City. Run in the Dark has been raising money for the Mark Pollock Trust since its formation in 2011. The charity was set up after athlete Mark Pollock suffered a fall, leaving him paralysed from the waist down.
Run in the Dark is associated with Mark Pollock Trust, and it's a charity that organises events all over the world, and normally everyone on the same day will congregate in different venues and all run at this time of night or whatever the local time is to raise money for the event. We just tend to do the Manchester one as our own events company. We're asked to just come and cover this event for them because they've got limited resources, so they tend to look after the bigger ones, which are like Dublin, London, etc.
We do a lot of charity runs, and we just thought it was a good cause, and we like leaving from Media City. This is about the 5th one of these I've done, and I just love the fact that it's run in the evening. It's all either Run in the Dark and for Mark Pollock Trust, so it's just nice to be able to support the charity and also keep it as well. Probably about £1,500, yes, because I've got all the company. I own the company. It's a company called Radar of Freight, so everyone's got to sponsor me, or else.
The charity was set up after athlete Mark Pollock suffered a fall, leaving him paralysed from the waist down. Nationwide, the Trust aims to meet its £440,000 goal to contribute towards research into paralysis. The money helps to create apparatus like this to aid people suffering with paralysis. Bella Foster, Salford Now.
The annual Animation Festival took place in Manchester this week, showing the exciting new films. Rhys Parry went along to find out more.
Manchester has all gathered to celebrate the industry's upcoming and existing talent. Over the past week, creatives have come from all over the country to celebrate the art form that is animation, here at the Home Animation Festival in Manchester.
MAF, as it is abbreviated, is on every single year, and the age range we tend to get is young people, so students, and we also get quite a few people in the higher up in the animation industry. So the age range I say is about generally 16 to about 60.
It's a celebration of the best animation, sort of not just in Britain but the world. You have all the way down from student films, all the way up to big features. Like last year we had Loving Vincent, this year we've got Isle of Dogs. So things that are being Oscar nominated are being previewed here.
This year at the Manchester Animation Festival, the blockbuster smash hit Isle of Dogs easily became the biggest attraction.
There's a lot of professionals coming here to sort of like chit-chat, find out about what's going on in the industry. There's not really a demographic, it's more just like open to anyone who can come, who's really interested in learning a bit more about animation and seeing stuff that is a little less mainstream.
The festival encourages creators of all ages to get their content out in the public domain, and with the assistance of industry professionals, upcoming artists can be put into the spotlight.
And you're seeing a whole range of anime, because animation isn't just for kids. Yes, there's stuff that's for kids here, and there's kids' TV, people talking about their work, but it's just so different, really.
After the recent announcement of Toy Story 4, the future of animation is looking more creative than ever. Rhys Parry, Salford Now.
The Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Department teamed up with other local emergency services in Salford this morning to take part in a training exercise with the help of volunteers. They had been told that a chemical attack had taken place and were trained on how to deal with the process. James Holt reports.
As the fire service arrived at the staged training exercise, they were unaware of what they would be faced with. Local volunteers were briefed and told to act as though they had been involved in a chemical attack.
I'm here at Peru Street in Salford, where the Greater Manchester Fire and Rescue Service are conducting a chemical contamination exercise.
Fighters were seen cornering off the area and providing water for victims. I spoke to one of the fighters to ask how they would manage this in the real world.
So we put cordons in place around the building, so we create a hot, warm and cold zone. We've checked wind directions for any knock-on effect that could affect the local community, but there's no risk there. And we contain the people who are affected by the chemicals, if it is a chemical, in the warm zone.
Mark Sweeney, police inspector from the Specialist Operations Branch, told me how important it is for emergency services to work together.
And the purpose today is to get the emergency services down all in one location and try and deal with the incident that's unfolding. So on an incident like this, then whoever the first emergency services are on scene, that's the initial emergency response, and we will get obviously feedback from them as to what's unfolding in front of them.
Preparations are now underway for another training activity to take place in January to ensure that our emergency services are always ready for action.
England's all-time record goalscorer Wayne Rooney celebrated his 120th cap for his country. The former Manchester United striker came on as a substitute as England defeated the United States 3-0. Dave Crowther-Green reports.
A standing ovation for an England legend. Last night, Wembley celebrated one of England's finest footballers as Wayne Rooney featured in his first international game since November 2016. Coming on in the 57th minute, the forward gained his 120th and final cap for his country against the nation he now plays in, with DC United competing in Major League Soccer. The game honoured his record-breaking career as well as supporting his charity, the Wayne Rooney Foundation. A deserving send-off for England's all-time record goalscorer.
Everything that he's done, he deserves. Brilliant player, now a brilliant family man, and I think he's done very well.
I think that's very good. That's allowing him to say his goodbyes and everybody to say their goodbyes to him as well.
I looked at the pictures, I thought it was great that he got that kind of adulation from the crowd and he had that opportunity and whatever, but my personal view is I think it devalues England internationals a little bit.
His appearance may have divided opinion among England fans, but there is no doubt that Rooney is an England legend. Dave Crowther-Green, Salford Now, Manchester.
Thanks, Dave. Looks like it was a great send-off for Wayne Rooney. Now let's head over to Cherie with the weather. What's it looking like today, Cherie?
Today the weather in Salford is dry but overcast, with temperatures reaching up to 13 degrees and dropping to 9 as we move into Saturday. Moving into the weekend is dropping to single figures, so if you are heading to the Christmas markets, make sure you wrap up warm.
That's all from us this week at Salford Now.
Don't forget to follow us on Facebook and Twitter. Goodbye for now.
Have a great weekend.